Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Captain, urgent news from the General.
Why not really blow it up, Captain?
Captain Claw, embarking into hostile environment. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
Captain.
No, Captain. They're alive.
Doctor Strange is ranged. He's a 14 health fighter. He's got move 2. He has a sidekick, Wukong, who has 6 health. He's also ranged, so we got double range. And his ability is very interesting. With the combination of everything, potentially OP, with a high skill ceiling. But I believe it's going to be very difficult for people to play him very well. So in competitive play, we will see a lot of Doctor Strange. And we'll see some very, very good Doctor Strange that will make people think he's busted. And then I think those same people will pick him up to play him and then figure out that he's not for them. So I think he's going to be a really fun fighter to play as and even against. I think it'll be fun to play against him to figure out what can do well into him. Aggression, maybe. I don't know. Well, look at his ability here. It says, Dark Pact. After each combat, if Doctor Strange played a card, you may deal 1 damage to him. If you do, put that card on the bottom of your deck and draw 1 card. So, let me explain why this is crazy. I'm going to use Black Panther's deck as if it was Doctor Strange's deck, so we can see what this looks like. He maneuvers twice, right? Gets to 7 cards. And he attacks, right? And he has 6 cards. He takes a damage, dropping down. Oh, let's put this up here. He takes a damage, dropping down to 13 health. He puts the card he just played as an attack on the bottom of his deck, draws a card to replace it. He's at 7 cards. The opponent attacks him. He plays a card. He full blocks it. Let's say he full blocks the attack. He likes that card. He takes a damage. He's down to 12 health. Puts the card on the bottom of his deck. Draws a new card. He's at 7 cards still. And then if he just attacks again, does it again and again, he can stay at 7 forever. And the opponent will be losing their cards just gradually. It's going to be a very interesting how you play that, how you manage this, because you're taking damage, so it hurts, but you're getting recursion, you're getting hand advantage, you're getting tempo, all these things are going off at the same time. So there's going to be a lot to think about, a lot to calculate. This is why the skill ceiling is going to be very high. And with certain cards out here, I think you could have some very deadly combinations, especially against certain fighters. The first card that for Doctor Strange we're going to look at is the Mists of Manipur. Mists of Manipur, it's a 2-value defense with a 2-value boost. There's 3 copies of this card, and this is an awesome card. This is a very interesting card, and it could absolutely result in Doctor Strange destroying the opponent or getting destroyed by the opponent. And I'll show you what happens with that. It says, immediately discard your opponent's card. They reveal cards from their deck until they reveal an attack or versatile card they can play. They reveal or they play that card and randomly put the rest of the revealed cards on the bottom of their deck. Now, this is going to be very important for all of you who are not on the Discord that don't know this rule. The rule just came out from Restoration Games, and they added a correction. So this is like one of the first cards they've actually had to correct. Not because there's something backfired from what they intended, because what they intended was not what this says. And the reason is this. Let's say that an opponent attacks, and it's their very last attack or versatile card they can play. Well, the way that this reads is that their very last attack, it goes, let's say this is it, and 2 damage would be lethal here, because Doctor Strange is at 2 health. This says discard this card. Well, there's no other cards to play, so guess what? It's going to be a full block, card's gone, and yay, Doctor Strange won the game. But what they changed it to is this. There's some reorganizing. This is what it says. Reveal cards from the deck until they reveal an attack or versatile card they can play. If they can, discard this card and play the next card instead. Okay, so that's going to be a big switch that would result in, one, you're not going to just save this till the very end anymore, because then you're taking whatever they throw no matter what. So you're throwing it earlier, and you're not, it was like an crazy good defense to play at the end. Now it's always going to be a risk to play still. A fun risk to play, but it's still a risk. So let's say that it's not the end of it's not that scenario I just gave you, but he throws the 4 to attack with, and let's say that this card is on top. So Mists of Manipur goes off. Discard this card. Remember, first thing you're going to do is this though, actually. You're going to reveal a card to play. Oh look, we have a card to play. It's a 3-value attack. And so, this card gets discarded. This card is played instead. And now he would take the 1 damage and this effect would go off. Also, let's say it's like this, okay? Throws the 4, gets rid of the 4. Oh boy, now it's the Wakanda Forever, much worse. You're gonna get, I think, if Doctor Strange has Mists of Manipur in hand, you definitely don't throw your big attacks first. And yeah, I mean, if there's a chance of this coming up, you're going to be hesitant to throw big attacks. The regroups, we're going to see a lot of regroups going into it, hopefully. Because how good would that feel? You throw a regroup out, and then he discards your regroup, and you get to do a Wakanda Forever instead. That would be absolutely incredible. So Mists of Manipur, huge card, very fun to play, super risky. The number of times I've gotten hit, well, actually it'd be 1 time, or maybe twice in the same game, but I played it against Spider-Man, and I discarded the card he played, which was, I think was a 4 or something, and then it was the swinging kick instead, so I took 4 damage. Really fun though, even as, like, it's funny when that happens. It's just funny. But don't forget that change. That change is very important, and you heard it first here, Captain Crockpot. No, you heard it on the Discord if you're in the Discord. If not, you're welcome. All right, next card we have. It's a 2-value versatile card. There's 3 copies of it with 2-value boost. It's called Steadfast Disciple. This is the only Wong-specific card. And it says, after combat, if Wong is adjacent to the opposing fighter, deal 1 damage to the opposing fighter and draw a card. So, we have Wong. I think a lot of times you'll have a situation like this where Wong is between Doctor Strange and the opponent. And so let's say it's like this. If this is the thing, he's going to defend with the 2. Let's say he's being attacked with the 4. Or by the 4. He's being attacked by the 4. So he'll take 2 damage. Wong takes 2 damage down to 4. And then he is adjacent. It says if he's adjacent to the opposing fighter, sorry, not adjacent to Doctor Strange, it doesn't matter. But if he's adjacent to the opposing fighter, he's going to deal 1 damage to the opposing fighter and then draw a card. So that's how this card works. The next card we have is Master of Kamatage. It's a picture of Wong, and I think that's sort of hinting at who they want to play this card, or who they thought would play this card. It's a 2 versatile any, and with 2-value boost, and there's 3 copies of it. So during combat says, if Doctor Strange and Wong are adjacent, this card's value is 4 instead. This is why the adjacency is going to matter here, because if it's here, this card's just a 2, and he's going to take 2 damage. But if it's here, and Black Panther's attacking, this is a 4. This is a good defense for either of them if they are adjacent. Yeah, well, whether or not you want to keep Wong alive, it'll be very situational. Every game will be different. I think I'll be keeping him alive. I think I'll be body blocking with him the whole time and doing that kind of a gameplay. I think a lot of players will treat him like, well, I guess people do the same thing with Houdini, but with like Bess. For me, like Bess can just die. So, I don't know. Situational. The next card is a Feint. There's 2 copies, so not a full set. 2 copies of Feint. We have 2 value versatile, 1 value boost, and immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. Best Feint visually in the game. Absolutely gorgeous card art here. I like the whole set. It looks very cool, but not my favorite. But it is very cool. The colors, it's very mystical and like, woo, magical and stuff. Pretty cool cards. This is a very, very cool card. It says Cloak of Levitation. Cloak of Levitation. 2 value versatile, 1 value boost, 2 copies of it. During combat, if Doctor Strange is adjacent to the opposing fighter, ignore the value of your opponent's card. He attacks with a 4. Well, he's adjacent. That's pretty cool. Ignore the value of your opponent's card. So this would be a 0 because they're adjacent. If Doctor Strange is attacking with it, same thing. He's going to change this to a 0. If Panther's over there, then it would just be a 2 value attack. It would not, you have to be adjacent to have it trigger. As far as defense goes, let's say he's defending against the Wakanda Forever. Because it ignores the value of the card, it doesn't matter how much you boost that value, it's all being ignored, even though the boost is happening afterwards. So if Wakanda Forever was attacking into the Cloak of Levitation, it would do no damage. Vice versa, if Cloak of Levitation is attacking into Wakanda Forever, it'll do 2 damage. So we have a very good card here, Cloak of Levitation, 2 copies, great card. And again, anytime you play a card like this, you can always take a damage, put it on the bottom of your deck, draw a new card. So, pretty crazy strong defenses. Next card is 7 Sons of Cinnabus, or Cinnabuns. This one's cool. It comes over the line, which I like. I like, you know, those 4th wall breaking cards. I guess this one does it a little bit with the cape. A little bit there. And it says it's a 3 value versatile, 2 value boost. It's a Doctor Strange only card, and well, most of these are Doctor Strange now from now on. If the value of this card is above 7, ignore its value. During combat, you may blind boost this card up to 2 times. Pretty awesome. So we're gonna blind boost it. You would decide beforehand. This is like a Wakanda Forever, where you're gonna decide that, make the decision up front, how many times you're gonna boost it, and then you must do it that many times. So let's say he's attacking with the Wakanda Forever. Our effect's gonna go off first. Oh, we know we can get up to a 9. We want to get to like a 7. 7 range would be pretty good. But if it's above 7, we're gonna take the entire attack. So do you boost it once? Do you boost it twice? What do you do? And looking at these boost values, you got a handful of 3s, handful of 2s, and then a handful of 1s.
Sorry if I scared you. Thanks for watching the video. This video takes a lot of time to make, and I just wanted to let you know there are a couple ways you could help me out so I can continue making content like this. Of course, you can comment, like, and subscribe. That's hugely appreciated. But also you can support me at patreon.com/Captain Crockpot. And also, if you look down below, there's links to almost everything in this video, from the games to my video setup to my unmatched storage solution. It's all available because I totally back it 100%. And I want you to be able to have it. Most of the links are Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I will make a small percentage. I wouldn't give you guys any recommendations that I would not buy myself. And most of everything that is in there, I have bought myself. Continue watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.
It's going to be interesting. This decision right here and the Mists of Manipur, those decisions and interactions are going to be very important in the outcome of the game. A little bit of RNG, pretty RNG deck here, but also a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to do these blind boosts and things. It can be offense or defense, 3 copies of it. This will be a fun card to play. I think a lot of times you will just see one-time boosting just for the safety of it, to make sure that it does not negate. Because if you boost it once, you cannot negate it. So you will get that full value there. It would stink to pull your 1s, of course. That would really stink. But the risk of losing your entire defense is just too severe. So the next thing that we have is we have some schemes. We've got the Eye of Agamotto. The Eye of Agamotto. And this says, shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 5 cards, gain 1 action. I don't know when this will ever be used. When are you ever getting that low in your cards? I don't see it being used very often. Hopefully you're hitting this with your blind boosts, I would say. There's 2 copies and it's a value 2 blind boost. Pretty cool artwork, but I just don't know when you would use this. I guess if the bottom of your card, if your deck is super stacked and you have, okay, so you draw up to 8 cards, you play this card, your whole hand of 8 goes into your deck, you shuffle your deck. I take that back, you can totally use this card, and then you draw 5 cards to gain an action. That's pretty interesting. That's, I like it. I like it. I'll use it. Yeah, take back all the negative things I said. No, I'm really a doctor. I love this card. Oh man, I love cards like this. These are so cool. So it's a 3 value boost, 2 copies of the card. And no, I'm really a doctor. Reveal a card from your hand, put it on top of your deck. Doctor Strange or a friendly fighter adjacent to him recovers health equal to that card's boost value. So you look at your hand, you grab your 3. You know what, I'm gonna take this 3, I'm gonna put it on top of my deck. Boom, top of my deck. And now, there's certain cards that can like blind boost and stuff. You know exactly what's on top of your deck. So this will be really good for setting up big hits later. And also getting out massive heal from it. So, very cool card. Yeah. So because the recursion is in combat, you cannot recur this card. You'll get it twice, max, and then that's the end of it. The Bolts of Balthak. It's a 2 value attack. So here's the first of his attacks. 2 value attack with a 3 value boost. There's 4 copies of it. It says during combat you may blind boost this card. After combat, if you won the combat, gain 1 action. So he attacks. All right, Doctor Strange attacks with this card. Black Panther defends with this. And we just used No, I'm Really a Doctor. Okay, so we put our boost value on top of our deck, which we know. And it says during combat you may blind boost this card. Well, yes please. So we blind boost it. We get the 3, yay! We are now hitting for 5 total, so 2 damage is done. We deal the 2 damage, and it says if you won combat you gain an action, so we get another action. Very cool card. This will be a good way to string damage, to just whittle down, especially as you are building up your hand with your ability and getting his down low. This will be used just to close out games potentially. I'm excited. Again, this whole deck is it's intriguing. There's a lot of ways to play it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to figure out best ways. Every game will be different as well, which I always enjoy that. The next attack we have is the Winds of Watum. It's a 4 value attack and 1 value boost. There's 3 copies of it. It says after combat, your opponent places Doctor Strange in a starting space. So your opponent first, right? You play this card, then he defends with his evade, his only defense. It says your opponent places Doctor Strange in a starting space. Place the opposing fighter in another starting space. And then all players shuffle their decks. All right, so then you shuffle your deck. Your hand stays the same, that's important to note. Just your deck is getting shuffled at that point. Also important to note, Wong stays, sidekicks would stay on the board like where they are. Pretty cool interaction. And of course 1 damage would have been dealt there as well. And this is gonna be good for shuffling your deck when you're putting your cards on the bottom, getting those cards so you can use them more often. Very important. Cool card. Cool artwork too, I like it. Last attack, we have the Rings of Ragador. It's a 4 value attack, 1 value boost. There's 3 copies. After combat, if you won the combat, your fighter and each friendly fighter adjacent to them recover health equal to the damage dealt. So, we're attacking Black Panther with this card. He plays his evade. All right, we're gonna deal 1 damage during combat. And this is after combat. If you won the combat, which we did, we dealt 1 damage. Your fighter and each friendly fighter adjacent to them recover health equal to the damage dealt. We dealt 1 damage, so we're going to each heal for 1 health. And then, you know what? We just healed that up. Why don't we put this on the bottom of our deck and get it back and just keep using it? Eventually, he's going to run out of defenses, taking full hits to the face for 4. We're healing up chunks of damage that we were taking because we were putting cards on. This will be the most popular card being recurred, in my opinion. Because it's going to be negating all the stuff you're doing to recur your cards and to go technically infinite. Ideally, in the dream world, you're going infinite. So, very cool card, super important for his deck, and it's an any. Also important to note, if Wong uses this card as an any, he cannot recur it. The ability is just for Doctor Strange, so I would not ever expect Wong to play this card. That's just my thoughts. Unless it's already the end of the game where you have a huge deck and you're closing it out and you don't need like that extra recursion of it, then that could happen for sure. But yeah, so there you have it, Doctor Strange. Looks like a lot of fun, a lot of decisions, very high skill ceiling, as I said, and it'll just be a lot of fun interactions. The Mists of Manipur, the Cloak of Levitation, the 7 Sons of Cinnabus. This one would be interesting as well. The Bolts of Balthak, the Winds of Watum, the Rings of Rat. All of these interactions are going to be mysteries, and then when they happen, it'll be like this moment. So I think as far as like just explosive gameplay and like fun gameplay that could happen, he's gonna be one of the most fun games to watch for sure. That same thrill that we got when we were playing, for me it's Black Panther brings that same energy of just like, okay, what am I gonna pull this turn? Yeah, it's just like that excitement of what's gonna happen this turn. It could be crazy. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Captain Crockpot. And huge shout out to our supporters, our Crockpots. We've got 3 of them now. We have Shy Guy for Smash, Blasinski, and Greg's.
Now hear this, now hear this. This is your captain speaking.
What a turnout!
What happened here was a miracle. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have now seen the impossible. I did you.
My friend.
I thank you for your support.
Couldn't be more proud of you.
Get a heart and soul of this team.
You and I are a team. Nothing is more important than our friendship.
We need you, man.
I have you to thank. Couldn't have done it without you.
This is for you, buddy.
So without further eloquence,
Thank you.